Hello, and welcome back to Let Supreme Ghost Thief. Today we are playing a mission by Marbleman, Cracks in the Glass, from 2018, I think. I believe this was Marbleman's first mission. At least his first solo mission. Maybe he was involved in, some collaborative work before this. I don't know. Sorry if I'm wrong there, but I believe it is. And it's for Thief 2, and it's a very good one. I was surprised by this mission. I don't think anyone has recommended this until we had a poll where this was included, and it won. So that's the biggest recommendation it could get, really. So, yeah. I like it. I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't played it, and of course I would recommend that you play it first, but if you're here to watch and haven't played it, there are a couple of surprise elements in this mission that I really liked, that took me by surprise positively. So, nice. Let's see. The next mission we're going to do, we're not going to go back to the elevator campaign right now. Based on the feedback that I got from the first two missions, so the Thief 1 mission and then the first mission of the campaign, many of the comments were positive in that they appreciated the change-up in the style of mission and trying a new author and going for an older mission. But most people aired their opinions, towards not too much of that, please. Occasionally. So I was thinking about doing every other mission from the elevator campaign. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it a little bit more sporadically than that. I am going to finish that campaign. Since I've started it, I want to finish what I start. But yeah, the next mission is going to be Venomous Ambition, which was selected by the Hipster Genocide, I think his name is, who got in second for the ambiance competition, the live one we had. So that's going to be the next mission. And then we might go back to elevator after that. I'm not 100%. So we'll see. I have not played that mission yet. I just started it, and it looks great. It's a lot more modern, obviously. It's from 2025, so very recent. So it's nice to change it up with some older, some newer, some middle of the park, like this one. So yeah, enough talking. Let's get going. So there is a briefing that I'm going to read. The story. Seems like the business has hit a low point again. I haven't had many jobs lately, and only a few of them ended up being lucrative. Naturally, I'd take any chance to earn some quick cash these days. An old contact of mine, Paolo, has offered me a job. Paolo owns an inn in Wayside, which he uses as a front for some shady business. He didn't give me any details, just told me to meet him at the usual place, the inn cellar. I arrived during normal hours, but none of the visitors seemed to mind me. The first thing that was different from all my previous meetings was was that the cellar door was locked, with a note hanging nearby. No entry, not even for the bar staff. It seemed like he really didn't want any disturbance. Picking the lock was easy enough, but after I went down the stairs, Paolo wasn't there. Moreover, there was something strange about the cellar. Through the thick darkness, it seemed that the walls were almost moving. A note was lying in the spotlight. Meeting is off. An uneasy feeling came over me. I felt as if I was being set up. With my sword ready, I slowly went back up the staircase, which also seemed to have transformed somehow. However, the bar looked unchanged. Might be just my mind playing tricks on me, but I don't like the situation one bit. I better get back to my hideout as soon as possible. So then, we only really have one main objective. Something is not right, get back to your hideout north of the warehouses. You're a thief, not a murderer, don't kill anyone. We will get a few more, 3 or 4 more objectives once we get to the hideout, but that's all we have to go on right now. So we start just north of Paolo's Inn, right here, which we cannot get into. This is the only map we have, and this actually shows a very small part of the mission. I would say that there are 4 main city regions, this maybe being the smallest one. This does extend a little bit to the south here as well. But besides the Hideout, which is to the north, there are 3 more city sections. One to the west, one to the northwest, and one to the northeast. And they tie together, and you can move from one to the other back and forth. In this section of town, really everything that is described are warehouses. Rumored illegal activities might be lucrative, so we're going to get in there. And then there are some inaccessible factories down here. That's really all. These areas between the boxes are streets, and the rest are buildings. So not much at all to sort of wrap your head around to begin with. But that's okay. I actually do not mind that this mission don't have more than this map. I normally don't say that, but for this mission, I didn't have an issue sort of navigating the streets. The layout is pretty intuitive, though there is some obscurity in the layout and geometry, which will make sort of sense, the style of it. And I wouldn't want that to be revealed during with a map. But even the areas of the streets that are normal looking, you don't need a map to navigate it. So I think that was a good omission for this release here. So this is really all we have to do. So the Hideout's to the north. So this city part and the one just south of it, we can complete all that before we head to the Hideout. We don't ever need to go back to this part of town. All the other objectives we're going to get, we can complete north of this in the other sections of the city. So we're going to move around right here. Now, one thing is this building here, which is some kind of an apartment building, has a key on a guard. I don't want to pick that key because it's on its belt. And although I can return it, I don't like to take keys off belts if I don't have to do that. For Supreme, that doesn't sound, like what that doesn't sound like it's fully in spirit with that mode. So I'm going to climb up on the porch here and then go over to the balconies and enter that building without ever having to use that key. So I'm not going to show you that key until afterwards, but I just wanted to explain that right now. We have lockpicks. We have sword, blackjack, broadheads, water arrows, moss arrows. No rope arrows in this mission. Let's make everything safe first. There are some guards in the streets here. The streets are actually quite well patrolled, though there's usually shade in most of the alleys. The streets are fairly well covered by... This guy has a healing potion right here. 16 pickpockets, you can get all of those for Supreme. Here's actually a very well hidden coin pair that it took a while for me to find. So what I'm going to do here... Don't know what happened there, but... It's not too difficult to mental up there, but I haven't seen that movement ever. Okay. Anyway, we made it up there. It's not difficult to get up here if you use that maneuver. Lean out and then jump. Oh. There's some lags here. It's weird. I've never seen that before. Okay, jump over to this balcony here. This room you can only access from the balcony. And behind here, there's a spice bag with 40 total 60. Alright. Turn on the lights to see what's going on. A huge cheese, which when you take it only becomes a small piece if you have other cheeses at least in your inventory. 3 apples. And there's a pickable box back here. There. Wasn't there... I thought there was supposed to be a book in here. Maybe that's the next room over. So a purse, or 30 total, 90.
Seeing.
Yeah, that's in here. Oh, I forgot to turn off the lights. I don't usually turn on the lights, but I did that so we could see what's going on. You're not allowed to turn off lights that were on when you start the mission. Man, I am... So here we've got nothing under the desk. Always got to check that. 7-7. The client Murdoch J claims that he used to own certain property and would like to seize it back. The item in question is a house near the shore. However, the client could not give us the exact location of the house or any directions on how to get there. Instead, he vividly described all his memories associated with the place. He promised to come back tomorrow with the details so we can proceed. No, must talk to Schraber. Something about this Murdoch doesn't seem right. Okay. We can move in here. Here is a water arrow. And down here is a footlocker with 2 fire arrows and a mine. Now that's the door that you need the key from the guard that I mentioned earlier. So I'm sure it's intended to go that way, not jump up on the balconies, but I wanted to avoid taking that key. Okay, so we're gonna head south now because there's a guard right outside the factories. This side, this is just a dead-end alley with a homeless guy, a rat, some bottles and stuff. Nothing else you can do here. That door is also pickable. No, not pickable, but it's locked, and I want to avoid that because you can get into the tower here a different way. We're going to head over here. This is the factories. We can't get in there, but this guard has a purse, and even though there's a torch here, we should stay hidden here.
What the? That can't be me. I washed a few days ago.
Worth 40, total 130. So we're gonna get into that tower there from a different direction. You really can't move fast in the streets if there are guards nearby. And many of these spots, although they are dark, they're not perfect shadows. You can't necessarily hide in them when they pass you too close. So that's the door that leads to that tower that is unlockable by this guy's key.
Someone say something.
And then at the end of this hallway there's a flash bomb. None of these doors are
Probably
operational.
just the wind.
Neither are any of the other doors besides the front door and that door. And they both respond to that key. Thought he was heading away from us, so we have to wait for him to come over here and go back. So now we are here. So we're gonna go east and then down and end up in the southern section of the streets. Cover that area next. There, we're gonna head down here. This is really the only way we can do it. There's a guard at the bottom here too that we would like to follow because there is a toolbox with loot that we have to pick down there, and it's actually quite difficult to get to, or to get it open.
Cook said we might get stew today. With real cow. Hope they say some. That the Baron gets to eat cows all the time.
Let's see.
Potato. What's over there?
He hears that for part of his route. So we have to do this in 2 rounds because he comes back and he'll see us. We're not safe in this area here. Here we are safe. There's another guard here. Crystal shard, worth 50, total 180. Okay, we don't need to take the streets this direction. There's another guard in the distance. This is an antique shop right here. We can get in there from above.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Here's just a sleeping guy and a dead-end alley otherwise. Or house front. Here's a water arrow.
What's that?
I just told you it's a water arrow. So we can get over to the dark here before he turns our direction. Over here is just the rooftop with the healing potion, nothing else. That door isn't operational. You can drop down in that corner, I think, safely. Oh, yeah. But we don't need to do that. We can go this way. Here's a couple of moss arrows. This is the way into the antique shop. Alright. Here is... Oh, didn't need to take that. I thought it was loot. So yeah, antique shop key there. Unlocks that door. You don't need to take it. And here is a list of weekly purchases and sold items. So 20 gold deficit there, it seems like. Week 44, quite a bit of profit. 320 in profit. And different items. And week 45, I assume we're in week 45 right now, since it's not fully filled out yet. So yeah, just some items here. And then 3 artifacts, 3 plates, 3 statues. Total 360. Now we come into a hallway or a room that is a little bit tricky. He circles, the guard circles the room counterclockwise. There are 2 pieces of loot.
Is someone there?
Gold candlestick. Worth 25. There's a bottle of wine you maybe can see up here.
Whose noise?
Why I made noise there. I was actually going slower than what I did before. Bottle of wine is worth 50. Total 435. Go all the way down here. And here. I thought it was inside the stand. Always check market stands for coins. It's author's favorite place to put well-hidden coins. So that's all you need in this end, so you can climb up or down the boxes there to get to that roof. There's also a couple of carrots, I think, on these stands. Then we can head up here, and that will take us back to the upper initial street area. Follow this guy in the fountain. There are 2 water arrows. We're instead going to head up this ladder here. So we now actually arrived in this plaza. This is the fountain plaza here. And we climbed a ladder, so we're on the overpass over this junction. 455 is what we should have. I like the general lighting in this mission. It seems very realistic. The flickering light from torches makes sense. So we are now heading east. We're gonna head into the tower that we didn't want to pick the lock on. Take a goblet here. Quite well hidden, and a plate as well. You can't get into this room, but you can get the loot from this ledge. 15 and 35, total 505. Get into this tower here. This is pickable for locker. Stack of gold coins. This is an empty room, and that door is pickable. And here's a moss arrow. There are a couple of these towers with flickering lights on the top level. I don't think you can get into those. It's just to create atmosphere. It's a nice touch. So although this mission is for Thief 2, it reminds me most of a Thief 1 mission. Maybe the choice of textures, but also just the tall buildings. Wide streets and the style of design just is more reminiscent to me of Thief 1. Maybe a haunted building, maybe that's why it's sealed, because there are some sounds here. I've been through this window. Here's a letter. Friend, thy local Mechanist seminary invites thee to the sermon on the ways of the builder. Tis held on the morrow at our usual place, 52 Eura Street in Dayport. Be thou ever discreet. We art counting on thine attendance. Okay. We're gonna pick the lock on his door. Alright. In here we have 1, 2, 3 masks, 5 broadheads. I think in this are 5 loaves of bread, and then here is a single fire arrow. 605. Here's some food on the table. And a bedroll, how great. Alright, now we're going to come to a little bit of a trickier area. We're going to head over to the warehouses now. There's a stationary archer. There's an entrance gate. I can't remember if that's locked or not. I don't think it's pickable. This guy has a purse. He does turn. 3 directions. East, southeast, and northeast. Would be preferable if he was facing northeast. There's a key on a guard inside that opens at least this door. Maybe it opens that door too. Regardless, we don't need that key. We actually don't need to pick up any keys in this mission. When the ledges are not thick enough, you fall over it and land on the surface behind it. Purse is worth 50, total 655.
Who's there?
Oh wow, did not know he saw me there.
Who's over there?
That's just random which way he turns here, really.
What's that?
Still impossible for Garrett to drop from like
Jordan.
2 feet. You know, you would think that he had more cat-like reflexes than that.
Jordan. Oh, huh?
This guy gave me a lot of trouble on my pesting too. There were so many areas here where I made noise and it was just
All right.
such a pain. There. We can drop in here. There's really only one way to go here. It maybe seems like it's somewhat of a maze. There's just a statue here that we can take. Total 670. Here's a guard. We're gonna have to dodge him a little bit. He is the one carrying the key. The warehouse key.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go up and tell him no more guard duty.
Dodge him.
7 years of guard duty. I'm gonna put my finger up and say I've had enough. And that's it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Don't really like to use elevators close to guards. You know, just insanity that he can't hear it. Here is a dead guy. A servant killed in the closet with maybe a shovel. Here we have an office. Box of cigars, a couple of mines, a flash bomb. What we need is the bottle of wine, and we need to pick the lock on this. Diamond worth 100, total 820. Nothing else in here.
These fancy gadgets around here. I can't get a simple mug of coffee.
I don't think he turns around again before he continues that way. So I think we're good here. And this elevator...
We got
Yeah. So he does that sometimes, which is very frustrating. So I think we just have to go when he leaves. Sometimes he turns the other way. This time I was lucky.
Who's over? Notice there's never any birds around anymore. All right.
We're gonna have to climb up the crates and then go that direction.
Who's over there?
He's got to turn northeast.
Someday I'm not gonna be a guard anymore. I'm gonna be Who's there?
There. We are pretty safe for the most of the stretch here. Let's head around here. Now here's an open window with the healing potion and a book that's called The Trickster's Cookbook. Now, I don't think that you can get into this room at all. And there is a devilishly well-hidden piece of loot in here. I thought that I could get through this window. I have not been able to. If some of you have, then tell me how, but I have not been able to. I was trying to look to see if there was something in here, and then this lit up. This is a plate on the wall on the inside. Come on, Marbleman, you can't do that. It was just really... I don't think I found it on the first time through. I went back to search for more loot, and I thought maybe there was a clever way to get into this room, but it doesn't seem like, at least now, authors don't want to make sort of platforming exercises or very difficult moves in order to get loot. But maybe, I don't know. So I thought that maybe there was something you could reach, but yeah. So anyway, 8:35 now. We have to drop down here. There is a pipe there, but you can't drop from the pipe to the streets without taking damage. What I usually do is land around the foot of that statue down there. You gotta leave, son. Okay, there's too much traffic here. There. I believe we are safe here. So we went along the warehouses and landed here, and we're now headed north to our hideout, and everything else is done in these streets.
It's a long way up.
Well, that shouldn't hopefully be a problem for us. There's a bottle of wine. Our hideout is up there.
Jordan!
Okay, there's 2 pieces of loot in this room. That can be a little bit tricky to get. Have to follow this guard here. Master the flute in 10 easy steps. Here's a mask on the wall. There. Flute was worth 15 and the mask 25. We can head up here. Okay, wow, what is this? So we're now in a sideways alley. Reminds me of Inception here. With balconies. Okay, if we go up here, find the gold candlestick, another room that you can't get into. And here we are being stopped by a gate. But here is a room. That's our hideout.
Home sweet home.
So we checked off that and got this. Someone's been here. The light is on and there's a note on the table. See what it says. Garrett, I must be brief. What you are seeing is not a dream. You are in real danger and must act quickly. Not far from your hideout, there is a pagan-themed shop. You know the place. It is located in the middle of Crockett Park. Inside the shop, there is a certain item that will help you. You will know it when you see it. I could not stay here to help you, but I will arrive in the morning. Be here. Good luck, Keeper Andre. So a note from the Keepers that we cannot drop back, and we got some new objectives here. Get to Crockett Park, southwest from your hideout, and steal whatever the Keepers want from that pagan-themed shop. Maybe we'll shed some light on what is going on. Paolo must be connected to all this. Pay him a visit and see if he can answer a few questions. He lives just upriver from Montgomery Square, which is northwest of your hideout. Since it's not a dream, might as well grab some loot, get 21 worth of valuables. Return to your hideout once all your tasks are completed. And then the no-kill objective. Okay, so now we have a few things that we gotta do and fetch. No new map, though. 2 water arrows in here. Flash bomb. Healing potion. 2 moss arrows up there. And then I think there's a gas mine and 5 broadheads in this footlocker. We'll leave the light on since we didn't actually turn it on. Okay, let's head down here this way. This is the landlord's. Turn on the light in here too. 3 stacks of copper coins, and then there is a stack of gold coins up here. This, I don't think has anything of interest. No, just fold it close. There is a room guest list. Year 835, month 7. Apartment 1, Mr. Garrett, paid in full. Apartment 2 is vacant. Apartment 3, Mr. Brown, paid in full. Apartment 4, Isaac, 1 week late. Apartment 5, Mr. Lay, Mrs. Lay, paid in advance until the end of the year. The building was robbed again, 3rd time this year. Mr. Jackson, who lived in apartment 2, claims that not only all the gold was stolen from his footlocker, but also the gem he had hidden behind the bookshelf. Soon, nobody will want to live here. At least I have regulars like Mr. Garrett. Okay. Let's see here. This was our room, wasn't it? Yeah. So this is one of the other rooms, and it's upside down. Isaac, other tenants are complaining about the stench coming from your apartment. Do something about it immediately. Landlord. In this room, we have a valuable hammer, total 1015. And we have collected servants of Karis. And then in here, I guess that's Isaac. Explains the stench. Let's see, I did forget something, because I didn't find it the first time. There's something about hidden gold plates by Marbleman, or plates in general. So there's one behind the bed there, very well hidden as well. 1050. Then we can head out this way. That takes us to an open square, it seems like. Under here, very well hidden piece of loot as well, a ring. Okay. So now we have two choices. We cannot get into that room there with bushes behind. If we go south, we will get to the Crockett Park area. If we go northwest, we will get to a street surrounding a mansion. Both of our objectives are that way. I'm going to go northwest first. Make a real save. Okay, so this is a basement that is underneath the streets, actually. So it's a sewer station, I guess. There's multiple patrollers. There's a hidden location here. Underneath here. And this I found on the first playthrough on my own. Just because that board is there. Whenever there's a board, I always want to see if I can squeeze my way under it. You know, for the practice or whatever. And magically the door was possible to just go right through. So that's the secret. There are 3 secrets in this mission. And we should be able to get all of them for Supreme. This mission should be perfect Supreme Ghostable, by the way. This is a medallion worth 150, total 1250. And here's a gas arrow as well, so some kind of keeper shrine. It's a little bit tricky to be able to get out of here.
Singing in the morning and waking you up. And at night looking for girl birds to meet up with. Just don't hear them no more. Kinda sad.
Okay. This is a door into the lab in the basement of a mansion that we're going to get to, but this is pickable, and I want to avoid that, and we can get into the mansion a different way. That's what we're going to do right here. We're actually going to go out into the streets now. That wasn't an alert, was it? Don't think so. There, the mansion is there. And if we can get to the mansion from the warehouse here onto the second floor balcony, we should not need to pick that lock or take any keys for that. We can... we should be able to... thought we could mantle over there. Here is a second archer with a purse. That's the one I want now. Total 1325. You can go this way. There's a ladder in the corner there to take you back down to the streets. We don't need to do that. We need to follow this guard. Not follow him. But like this. Good. No sound there. Okay, good. This is a warehouse. Here's a guard. He walks back and forth between the desk and the balcony. Quite a few pieces of loot in here as well that we're going to take. Artifact, 2 statues. And no, I did not want to take the magnifying glass. The artifact here. And then there is another artifact there that we can take. And then we'll have to wait for him to do a second cycle. And then there's another piece of loot on top of the rafter above the sliding door there. Or the bay door, isn't that what it's called?
I wish someone would let me know what's going on. Never included in anything. I'm the last person to know.
There.
Bored.
Stack of gold coins, 1455. Now we're going to come up on some difficult areas. We have to jump over to the balcony without getting spotted. And in the mansion, there is a patrolling guard.
Dun, 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 dun.
Someone making noise?
All right.
Okay, this is actually pretty good timing here.
Hello.
So wait a little bit. He has a key on him. The mansion key, I think it's called. And there is another guard on the floor below that has the same key. Took a goblet in this room overlooking the dining hall. We're going to have to follow this guard. 1470. We do not need either of those keys. They just open the front door downstairs. So first, I'm going to show you here. There's a door in here that's pickable into the ladies' bedroom. We can reach that bedroom through a secret chute from the kitchen downstairs. That eliminates the need to pick the lock on that door. He turns that way, so this is a convenient place to go. Let's actually... lift here is on the bottom floor. We're on the 3rd level right now, 2nd floor. We're gonna pick the lock on this door. But I don't know where. There's a nobleman in there, the sir. He, I think, is stationed close to this door now. He needs to be stationed at the other end. I'm gonna hide here because we don't have time to pick the whole lock. We need to use 2 cycles with the nobleman, and that takes too long before that guard comes back. So we're gonna have to wait for him to leave again and then finish picking the lock. That nobleman is not alerted to us. When he's stationed at the far corner, I think the southwest corner of the room, he doesn't hear the lockpicks. I thought that room would break Perfect Supreme at one point. But, I don't know where he is.
Time for another visit
Yeah,
to
he's
the
close to me.
tailor, I think. Oh, velvet has gotten so expensive. Turns out it's worth it. tradesmen are getting about velvet coats. That's what it used to. Is someone there?
Okay, so we can hide up there. Here, in the very corner, we can. In fact, I'm gonna do this again and close the door. So that we can loot the room without the guard catching us. There are 2 pieces of loot, a plate and glasses on the nightstand. And then a readable on the desk. I think he's walking away now, so if we go and the nobleman leaves, then we're fine. Read this. For the next party, find that foreman person again. The mansion is still not presentable enough. Buy more food and drink, replace the servants. How do we run out of fish so quickly again?
Thought.
He does sometimes do that. Good, no, he's... Two goblet and a vase in here. So we're now on the ground floor. 1565. There was a guard in the distance, but he didn't see us. He comes in here and stops and then leaves after a while, just like the other guard. And he also has a copy of the mansion key. How to make your parties memorable, a practical guide. Oh, wow. I thought he stopped at the other end. Okay, he comes all the way in here now. He sometimes walks into the dining hall and stops there for a while. Arrow in here, by the way, in the restroom. Nothing in the stalls. Now he goes in there. It's the front door that responds to the mansion key. And here's a goblet and a plate. There is a spice bag on top here, just foods otherwise. There's nothing in the cold storage except for the chute. Takes us up then to the ladies' bedroom. Eliminating the need to pick that lock. All that's in here is a necklace, total 1735. honest way. This way, I'm not sure. No. And here's a bunch of food. One plate, a goblet back here, and another plate well hidden. Again, Marbleman has it with the hidden plates. And then we need to go that direction. So I'm not sure if he's coming through here or what he is. Down to the basement. This is the pickable door that we wanted to avoid. There's 2 flash mines here. And a door into a basement. There is a bronze gear in a crib here. And then otherwise, these 2 are empty or just has junk. And not to mention this pair right here. How cute. Then we are basically done in the mansion. We have to head all the way up now. Who's there? And that was pretty bad timing.
Just because I've been here only a few months, think that I can just get away with pushing me around. I'll show them someday. Someday they'll get what they deserve.
There. Now we can send this all the way down. So now we're in the attic, a storage room. There's nothing here of interest. I think there's a door handle in this footlocker. So now we're coming to the streets close to Montgomery Square. Montgomery Square is over there. So coin pair on this statue.
Something moved there.
Did he see that down below? There's a goblet. Are we safe here? I'm not 100% sure if we are, to be honest with you.
Who's there?
Here, I think we are safe.
With real cow. Hope they save some.
This guy has a purse,
Bet the Baron gets to eat
1915. And then this walkway here, you can see Montgomery Square. It's an upside down plaza. This is one of 2 pickable doors that take you from the northeastern part of town to the northwestern. It would be beneficial for us if one of those were unlocked, but I don't want to pick either of those doors unnecessarily, so that's why there's going to be a little bit of backtracking once I'm done in the northeast. So I'm not done yet, but that's one of the doors. Jump into this warehouse here. So, or not a warehouse, but a furnace station, power station. There's a silver nugget here. This can be a little bit tricky. take this down.
Was something just there? Hello?
I think it's the outside guard that sees us. So we just have to wait for him to pass, sort of. Stand in this corner. We end up turning dark pretty quickly here. Go over here. We have to pick the lock on this footlocker. We have to stop when he gets behind that pillar. He hears the lockpicks when he's on that end of his patrol. He has a key. Gold nugget, 2025. He has a key called the guard's key, and that just unlocks the gates here. Somebody saw us there. There.
Something moved.
Yeah, we were a little bit early. Saw us there. Setting that back down as it was downstairs. Okay. Head this way now. Whoa. Stuck there. Head down to the streets. Alright, the guard in the streets here, he has a healing potion. If you're looking for all the pickpockets. This is the other door that is pickable and takes you to the, or towards at least, the western part of town in the north. Here you can climb back up that way. This just shows, gives you a teaser for Montgomery Square. See, there's a little river. Remember, Paolo lives upriver from Montgomery Square. So there's nothing else to do in this part of town here. Except for we just want to pass this archer who's staring at a pile of crap, seems like.
Ah!
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does catch us if he goes that way. So now we're going back, actually, east, because we have to retrace some of our steps here. Here's a readable. Bobby, I know about the circuitry problems, and yes, I'm working on it. Don't worry, I'll fix the issue in a few days. So Bobby is in here sleeping. Pick the lock on his door safely. Restroom empty. Only thing of interest here is a stack of gold coins. He's sleeping. A couple of cheeses. Total 2050. Let's make a real save here. None of these doors are operational.
Drop your weapon!
Okay, so we come to a weird yard, if you will. Okay. So over here is a wagon with carrots and a healing potion. And here's a garden. Now there's supposed to be a patrolling archer here. He must have fallen off because he was patrolling both of the times I played this mission before, which makes this a lot easier for us. Not that the archer is super difficult. If you come this way, you can sort of walk behind him. But yeah, he must have fallen off. He fell down into the sky. Bottle of wine. That meets the loot objective of 2100. Oh, well, now we fell off too. There, now we can walk this way. Now,
What's there?
we need to head back to the basement so we can get back to the plaza by our hideout so that we can take the south road instead of the direction that we took, because we still have to get the 2 objectives. So we're done in the northeastern streets right now.
What's there?
Oh, okay. I thought he walked a little bit further.
Someone let me know what's going on. Never knew anything last present at all.
Okay, the manhole is around the corner there. That's the entrance to the mansion.
Uniforms are better. They got real good boots, nice gold trim.
This way. There we go. So this is an enclosed garden. Now we can head this direction. Towards the south. Here's a climbable rope up a well into a sort of a workstation. We don't need to go there. We're going to come back there. Here's an old campfire with some food. Here is a flooded cave we have to head into. There's a water arrow at the bottom there. Let's make it real safe. If we jump in here, we're going to end up in a flooded pirate lair, actually. There's a chest here that's pickable that we have to pick open. Gold nugget there, and then there's a diary. Captain's log of Captain Stanley the Brave. First day on the new ship. This is truly the greatest vessel in these seas, and I'm the captain. This will be a wonderful journey. While the ship is terrific, I can't say the same for the crew. The first one is a woman, not a common crew member, but I'm an open-minded man. The second one is a dead guy, however. Wonder what good he'll be around here. Well, I guess he'll be more help than the third one, who is literally a talking head. Unbelievable. She prefers the company of those two imbeciles and not me. I'm the captain, and yet she doesn't desire me. How can this be? Okay, so we have to head out here before we end up running out of air. There's an archer in the distance. So I don't think there's anything else in this room when we closed up this. Yep. On the table there is a statue, 2 coin stacks, 2 goblets, 2250. Here we go. Okay. This footlocker is pickable and has a gas mine, and this has a flash bomb in it. We don't need those. Some food on the table too here. And then there is a coin pair and 2 more coin stacks on the table, 2280. I believe that's it. Just some other paintings and stuff here. Okay. Just want to make sure that archer doesn't see me. He doesn't come over here, but I want to be sure. So this is another sideways alley. There's a piece of loot up on a windowsill there, but we have to come through another window onto that balcony. You cannot climb up this way. Leave through here. See, I did. Yeah, I just want to make sure I close the door. Yes, another set of streets. This guy is not alert to us. There's a pickable door here. So we're now in the southwestern part of town. Crockett Park is right over there. There. We have to pick the lock on this door because we need to come into this room where there's a spice bag. You can hear this person snoring from the streets. That's the streets where the other archer was, where we were just at. Or I can come back and do the rest of that a little bit later. I think this footlocker only has some cucumbers in it or something.
Who's there?
Alright, we're gonna have to wait just for him. I don't think that toolbox has anything in it. So the street sections look a little bit similar. Maybe that's the only drawback. It's a little bit difficult to distinguish one section of town from the other. They're similar in style, and kind of not... Crockett Park is very unique, though, so that stands out. Here is a little bit of a fancy manor. Pick the lock on this, too.
I heard something. Making noise.
Oh, okay, he's right there.
God, I'm bored. Hello?
Oh, jeez. Follow him up here. There are a couple of vases here.
God, I'm bored.
3 vases. 2,400.
What's there? God, I'm bored. 8 hours of this. I'll be home.
And then we're going to walk in here. This side is a dead end, no working doors. On this end, there is an open window. That's the window that takes us to the balcony that I talked about earlier. And over here is a well-hidden ring. 2450.
Thought.
Now, of course, the archer is coming too. Okay. There. 2450, I think we have now. We're going to head down there and return to the other part of town later on our way back. We have to retrace our steps and come back this way. But now we are going to head into Crockett Park. And I think maybe that was the archer that had a purse. So this is, as you can see, Crockett Park. The shop that was talked about in the objective is this big treehouse thing. And our objective is in there. This door is pickable. There's a piece of loot in there, but we can get to that building from another area that doesn't involve picking a lock. So I'm going to do that as well. There, purse worth 50, total 2,500. We're going to have to get into the park and then head up a ladder that leads to this shop. This can be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to have to find an opening here. There are 2 moss arrows in plants as well.
Something moved there. Stop tapping with me.
Okay.
God, I'm bored.
around, or?
It's my imagination, I suppose.
Okay, there might be an opening here. Here's a ring. Moss arrow over there, and then...
Something moved.
Oh, right.
Thought I saw something.
What? Did he do one of those little pivots? They sometimes do that in the middle of their... Yeah, like that guy there now. When their pathfinding gets messed up, they make a little pivot to readjust.
Thought.
Wait, what?
Used to be birds, singing in the morning and wake you up, singing at night, looking for girl birds to meet up
There. We took a ring worth 50 and the fountain. 25.50. There is a guard on this side too. He probably saw me on one of the attempts there. Now we're pretty safe. Go into the shop. The Trickster's Herbs, 50. Healing Potion, 250. This is what you're looking for, okay?
Now to be on my way.
So that completed getting the item from the pagan-themed shop, and we don't know what it is, obviously. 2 healing fruits, plumsies, and the Wisdom of the Woods, volumes 1 through 3, 500 gold. 3 more healing fruits here. And a stack of gold coins, 25.75. And then we're gonna head across in this direction. So now we have a choice. We can go north or south. We're gonna go south.
Not again.
Goblet, bottle of wine. And in here there is a view from the end of the world. And here are 3 more readables. Overworld, Redeemer, and Deus Ex Machina.
Someone.
Yeah, this is an alley that doesn't have any entrances or anything like that. Wow, there are a lot of guards here that can see us from a distance, so we just have to go slow. abandoned building. It's a gold candlestick in here. And that is pretty much it. This is a level with nothing in it. And the bottom level also doesn't have anything in it. But this is the pickable door that you saw. No, this is from the streets. This footlocker, I think, is empty. Yep. So that's just a way to access this building from the street level. All we need here is the candlestick. Now we can head back, and now we can go north. We can exit this square, or the Crockett Park area, and head into the final city section that we haven't been to, which is in the northwest. This switch just turns off the light, I think. This is an engine room, kind of cool looking, but nothing to do. Same in here. I don't think there is anything to pick up here. So now we're in the southwestern part of this section of the city. So we're now far northwest of the hideout. And remember, we still have to visit Paolo, and you can access Paolo's hideout and Montgomery Square from this part of the city section without picking any of those, one of those two locks I said around the mansion. If we head in here now, we can grab a couple of gold plates. 27, 35. Now to get downstairs here without picking the lock from the street level, we can use the dumbwaiter. Go in the back corner here, where we will stay dark, and there's the woman. There are a couple of pieces of loot, 3 goblets in this room that we gotta grab. There's the door that's pickable from the streets. Two goblets. And one more goblet. 2780. There was only 3 apples down there in addition to what we took. Okay, now we're gonna head there was a water arrow also in the sink down in that kitchen. to pick up all the weapons. Here we have to go a little bit slow because there is a guard down in the streets. Can't see us. He has a purse. We're gonna get that later. This balcony, there's a goblet and another plate. There's a patrolling archer you gotta be careful about. Here is a guard tower. That door is pickable, so to avoid that, we can come from above. So now we're in the northwestern section of this part of town. Four copper candlesticks, 2 silver ones. And I think there's some deer legs in this one. Let's see, there are 3 mines and 3 fire arrows, I think, in this, and maybe in this as well. No, here are the 3 mines. And there's also a gas mine, or is it a flash mine over here? So we don't need any of that. And that door down there is the pickable one. No. We gotta wait for him to come back. We're gonna dodge this guy. He usually turns left. Hey! There. Now we come into a workstation with an access point underwater. We're gonna go out there later, but for now, we'll go under here. And now we are actually in the river in Montgomery Square. You can see that upside down sign right there. Here's a water arrow. This is Paolo's hideout. Whenever I walk over here, I hear that sound. That's supposed to come from the attic. We can't access the attic, but I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Something mysterious is going on anyway. Here's a flash bomb, a loaf, and then a storage room with nothing of interest. Here's a readable. Paolo, with this letter you'll find a box. Tomorrow you will arrange a meeting with Garrett 3 days from now in your inn's basement. However, you won't be there. You will also make sure that nobody except Garrett goes into that basement that day. Then you'll just forget about this little affair. You will comply. Otherwise, look in the box. So, A, does that stand for Andre, Keeper Andre? I'm not sure. I mean, Andre is the one that we're supposed to meet back.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Right, that's Keeper Andre. So it seems like he's on our side, so I don't know who that's supposed to be. That took care of that objective. So it seems like we were set up anyway, or Paolo was threatened to set us up. Okay, if we go this way, east now, then we can see where this leads. Takes us to a machine room. With nothing of interest, but a pickable door. And that takes us out to the streets where we have been already. So that is the one of the two pickable doors to take you back here. So it just closes the loop, if you will. So I'm not going to go that way. We're going to head back west. Make sure we don't get caught. And then we can make it real safe. So then we can go out here and cover the eastern part of town. In this hallway there's a green vase and a purple vase, 2930. Now through here we can go down. And that takes us to another pickable door, and that is the second one. It takes you into the streets southeast of Montgomery Square. This I showed you from the other side as well. This is the walkway where that archer is. So again, these two I'm skipping with some backtracking. Don't like pick and loss if I can avoid it. Here's a candlestick. Down there's a nobleman that we want to loot.
Who's me?
If we can do that without. There we go. Slick move, if I may say so. So we took the candlestick worth 25 and his purse is worth 60. Now we have to head around this way here.
That the Baron gets to eat cows all the time. Not potato, potato, potato. Someday I'm not going to be a guard anymore. I'm going to be a landlord.
There.
I'm going to hire lots of guards.
So here
Go
is
on patrol.
some kind of mansion.
I'm going to
There's a
sneak up
notice by the front door that that guy's looking at.
you here someday.
Guard!
Deliveries to the basement only.
he's-
So there's a basement entrance here.
Cook said we might get stew today. With real
With another notice. Roderick, I've told the boss about the flooding, but he wouldn't care. Until the leakage is fixed, you'll have to patrol with all that water in the basement, I'm afraid. Ben. Okay. So here is the water, supposedly. It looks like lava, but... it is not.
Hello?
See, that guy can walk straight through it. We can go in here. Didn't hear that. And this is sort of a secret entrance to a tomb. Thou, my friend, art on the threshold of the tomb of Sir Adonk. As per his last will, his most treasured possession is kept here ready to be taken, only by the most worthy knight. 3 tests await thee inside. Enter shouldst thou dare, but be prepared for the challenge of thy lifetime. Broken sword and a skull. Ominous stuff. More bones. The test of choice. Okay. You can go right, left, or straight. Okay, the campfire looks more friendly. Let's go right. Okay. The test of curiosity. More bones. Oh, what is this? I wonder what this button does. Okay. That's what it did. Let's just not push that button then. Fortunately, we could just reload. The test of patience. I know there are some missions where there are locks that are this tedious in areas where there's absolutely no tension, and here it serves a purpose, a humorous one, but normally it doesn't. Oof, that was unbearable. Thou art truly worthy, so enter now and receive thy reward. Well, this must be it. Sir Adonk's legacy. Whoever thou art, if thou art reading this, thou hast conquered my most devious tests. For that I grant thee the treasure of knowledge, for there is nothing more precious. Now heed my advice carefully. Thine ears might lead you to a place thine eyes might not. What an object seems is not always what it is. And lastly, be thou not afraid to take the leap of faith. Go now, and may my last words bring thee luck.
Wasn't expecting that.
Okay. So we don't want to pick up that, but since the lava above was not really dangerous, then maybe this is neither. It's not. And here is the treasure. That counts as another secret. A huge ruby. Worth 150. Total 3165. Oh no. The door disappeared. We can't have that. We can go back. Without any issues.
Thought I saw something.
So now we have to head back around the way that we came. Towards the north. Because that guard, the stationary guard I pointed to earlier, over there, we'll see us move around the corner, and there are quite a bit of traffic there too.
Who's that?
Jordan.
He comes back here already. Guess he just makes loops. We don't have a lot left. There's a couple of more pieces of loot in this part of town.
Stop right there!
Ay, ay, ay.
Cook said we might get stew today. With real cow. Hope they save some. Bet the Baron gets to eat cows all the time.
Here's a ladder to a window with a rose. Maybe a gift from a romantic interest. Down this way, that's back to Crockett Park. Not gonna go there right away. There's a nicely hidden piece of loot here. Another ring on a windowsill. $32.15.
Hey, you think that was anything?
Oh well. Not sure if I'm safe here. I think I am. So we have to get the purse off of that stationary guard there. The ring was worth 50. And that was worth 50 as well. 32.65. That's max so far. So now we come back to Crockett Park. Okay. Now we have to get into the northeastern corner, that courtyard, and that'll take us to the last pieces of loot and also back home.
God, I'm bored. 8 hours of this. I'd rather be home.
Here are 3 goblets and some apples. Here is a thief. He has a papyrus. G. I have a job for you. According to my sources, Lord Buxby has come into the possession of the Horn of Quintus. I don't mean one of those many replicas, I mean the real one. He apparently had it inspected and then bragged about that during a recent ball. The same ball during which he also mentioned that the horn is indeed deviously hidden in his mansion. Surely it won't be a problem for you, right? Buxby is visiting the opera tonight, so break into his place and steal the horn from me. Please, use some stealth this time. Buxby comes home and finds his entire staff unconscious. We won't be able to frame one of his own guards. You know who. Well, over here, 2 of the guards are already knocked out, so I don't think he followed instructions too well. Let's wait over here, shall we?
What?
I thought I...
Oh, wow.
Huh? What? Huh? What was...
So can we...
Hey. Huh?
Wow. Have I sort of made a mess of this now? Let's leave the door open then. Okay, good.
I thought I heard...
There. Stack of gold coins, green vase, and then if you flop this, it reveals the Horn of Quintus, and then invisibility potion as well. There. It's 3510. Yep, that's what we need. Let's jump over here. Now we're back in the alley with the patrolling archer. Don't need to go that way. Instead we can go up here. Here we find a cool room. It's completely symmetrical off the middle, and so are the streets on that side and this side. And there are 2 masks in here, worth 25 each. And in these 2 are just some glass tools or something.
Just because I've been here only
That door on that balcony is not operational. So now we come back to the hallway where the flooded pirate lair was. There's a couple of pieces of loot, or actually one piece of loot we need here. And it's up here. There is an enclosed hallway. The patrolling woman, and if you come here, you can grab it. It's a purse.
Is that you, Kevel?
Worth 40. That's 3,600. That's max loot for the mission. Oh, wow. Let's see. Okay, good. We can go in there now. So we haven't gone to this place before.
What's that in the shadow?
So now he chose not to be in that position. Okay. So this is the way we can go back. We haven't used this before, so I'll use that to sort of show you all the paths. There's a workroom there with the servant. Telling you, archers are just so jumpy. Here, there's nothing in this room, but this is the well that we saw from above earlier. And we can go up here. And we can get home. Flip this switch. Go back here, and then close it again. And that should take us back. And now there is a readable here. Down you go. That actually makes the bed disappear, and the exit is revealed. Let me just check. Have only what I needed to take. Good. Okay. Well, that should bring us down here, and that should end the mission. Nice. So that should be a successful, perfect Supreme Ghost of Cracks in the Glass. Very nice mission. I really like it. It's simple, but it has some interesting design. I think that the city layout is interesting. The fact that you can loop all the way around from one to the other, and it opens up and has some interesting locations. A nice story, easy to follow, but there are some, mysterious events here that is a little bit unexplainable. Or unexplained. Leaves it up to the player to interpret a few things, I think. So that took us 1 hour and 32 minutes and 16 seconds. We found 3,600 loot out of 36. We picked 8 out of 16 pockets. We didn't take a single key from any of the pockets. We picked 15 locks, which is the minimum, I think, if you want all the loot for Supreme. Backstabs 0, knockout 0, damage dealt taken 0, healing taken 0, innocents killed nothing, and others killed 0. And of course no Iron Beast destroyed and disabled, and we found all 3 secrets in this mission. Great! So let me know what you think about this mission. I really enjoy it. I will see you guys back for Venomous Ambition by Ripped Phreak, which is my first mission of his on the channel, or in general. So I'm looking forward to that. As always, thank you for your support. Appreciate it. Have a good evening, guys. Bye-bye.